Okay, bringing it back, I just went to the 50 cents, $1 table to get back my losses in the last episode because I think I was pretty unlucky there. Let's just see how this plays. I'm very common in these stakes, so it's not a big difference for me. It's just that it's double the money. So with just a bankroll of 300, you have to be a little bit careful. I just bet the full amount here because I didn't think he had me beat, and maybe he would have called if he thought I was bluffing. That's not a good flop. Let's just give it up. I mean, I have the king jack heads up, blind versus blind, but still. He could easily have a 9 or something. I take the same flop at the last hand. At the last flop. Everyone's folding, which is nice. Still two guys sitting out, waiting for the big blind probably. One is short stacked, and the other two have the full amount. 100 big blinds. Yeah, I'm gonna call this. I have a 10 high flush draw, which is the third nut flush draw, and a pair of 8s, so I'm not gonna fold to 1-bet. Now there's a queen. It's not a good card for our hand. Let's just see where I'm at. Maybe I have the best hand still. Not very likely, though, I have to say. But I don't think anyone has a big club, so I'm still drawing live to a flush. Maybe, yeah, they're falling. Maybe someone could have the jack of clubs. Oh, it was his fourth flush draw. Jack, queen, ace. Sorry. Still, it's quite good against two players with the fourth flush draw. If it's not a lot of action, then you might be good a lot of the times. He's re-raising. Let's just give it to him with a 7-10. Not a fan of calling out of position against a short stack without a decent hand. As you can see, I'm raising very often because it's four-handed right now, and a lot of times I have position when I'm doing that. Just one guy folds, at least. And they tend to fold a lot too, so can't really be too bad. Ace deuce four-handed is pretty good, not super good, but this is a nice flop for our hand. Because I don't think it improves him very often, and you might just be on queen or king high, jack high. There's a deuce, doesn't really change a lot. In fact, it changes nothing, unless he has king deuce. He's betting 8s. I think I'm still ahead. Just see what he does. Yeah. I thought though, I probably had a flush draw and tried to push it through. Let's just see what he had. Queen 9, nothing. Queen high, yeah. Was one of his likely hands. He's re-raising. I don't think he has a pair, so let's make it a big re-raise. He has to push now, and I'm always calling. If he has a bigger pair, then it's just unlucky blind versus blind. And he's folding. $7 for free. It's just a pair of 3s. That's fine. He's raising very very light. Which is bad because he's short stacked, but I don't know what I have to do. Just re-raise without anything that is a pair or king, queen, or king, jack or better, maybe. Obvious king, queen should re-raise. King, jack I'm not so sure about. Just fold that to give him a chance. So you see, without playing a big pot, I'm already up $40, and I was down 74.39 in the last video, so we have half of it back right now. I just don't like being stuck because of bad luck. Like, I mean, I didn't really make huge mistakes in the last episode, and being stuck 1.5 buy-ins is pretty bad. Because I was up 1 buy-in already and I lost 2.5 buy-ins playing from there. That's really ugly with playing at least decent. And I don't like to stop then because, I mean, it's just frustrating, and you have that in mind for your next session, and I like to just keep playing and try to get out of the red there, or at least equalize a little bit of the losses. And I mean, if I get stuck here as well, then what can you do? Then it's just not running my way, and it's not a big change if I lose another 50 or 70 or 100. Being stuck is being stuck. So I think I want to talk about bankroll management a little bit here. As you can see, I'm not doing it the right way, because I just have 300 behind and playing 50 cents, $1, and it is to be said that you should have at least 10 buy-ins to play at a certain limit. But I'm of course not playing with all my money on PokerStars. I have money behind, and I'm playing in a casino, playing 2-4 euros sometimes. Let's fold this. So yeah, it's not all my money, and I don't like to put a lot of money onto these online sites, because as with full tilts, you never know what happens, and all your money could be erased or something. So it's just like playing with a little bit, trying to build a big bankroll, withdrawing money from time to time, and keep playing with a fair amount of money, that where you can have like 3 or 4 buy-ins at least for your limit. And if I'm going broke, then I can easily put some money back on it and try to rebuild from there. But I'm never like putting 2,000 onto PokerStars or anything like that. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like the idea of it being not very safe on my account. So you really want to have 10 or 20 buy-ins, but that will give you a safe basis for playing Hold'em. Playing Omar, I'd rather have 30 or 40 buy-ins, because the variation is way bigger in Omaha, and you will be losing a lot more and winning a lot more in a row as you would in No Limit Hold'em. Like for some point I lost 1,500 in a 1-2 euro game, and I won that back in like 3 hours. So it's not really like Hold'em. You can have big draws where you have to put your money in like 300 big blinds or anything, and then when you get unlucky or lucky, yeah, it's a big variation. And so I think 5 to 10 buy-ins for No Limit Hold'em is okay to play, and if you go broke, then you could rebuy probably. I mean, it's not playing for life-changing money. If you play like for 100,000 or something, I wouldn't recommend to have 3 or 4 buy-ins. I would recommend like 20 buy-ins at least. Like with Mike Medeso, he's always playing $100,000 games against the best players in the world without having like more than 200 behind him, or maybe even nothing behind him. And I think that's retarded. Or he doesn't care for the money, just for the glory. I don't know. But I mean, if you're broke, what are you gonna do? Play 2550 online to rebuild it to $100,000 stack again, or what? I don't see me doing this ever. I would rather play $10 and $20 against noobish players than playing on TV against Phil Ivey and Tom Durtron for 100k. Even though I know I could do it, like Mike Medeso, he does know that he can do it. But well, I mean, how do you want to get money out of them? It's like you only could get lucky. And you can't really outplay them a lot. I mean, you can do it from time to time, but overall they're pretty decent and they don't make a lot of mistakes. So I would like to play against them. I will re-raise here. So I don't think this flop hit him at all. Let's just see if he wants to continue or not. Yeah. And even if he calls, I can hit 2 overcards. Like if he had ace-jack or ace-king. Or maybe 7-8 or something. I could hit a queen or 9 on the turn. Or a 7 for an open-ender or something like that. I wasn't completely dead. So bankroll management really is important, but with these stakes, I don't know. I wouldn't go so far and just call here, because he raised under the gun. Don't want to face a re-raise. I wouldn't go so far to play for a lot of money every month. Just like put 1 buy-in in and see how it goes, or maybe a second buy-in if you feel like it. But I wouldn't recommend to work for playing poker. Another bad card for my hand. And another bad card. Yeah, let's just call this ace-jack. Okay, that was very cheap. I mean, I could have bluffed him out there, but it was a 50-50 shot before the flop, and he hit his jack, and so I didn't connect with either a 10 or a queen. So you see why I didn't re-raise pre-flop. If I had re-raised, then he could have re-raised me again. And then what do we do with a pair of 10s? He has a full stack, even more than that, and this is a pretty bad flop. But let's just see if someone has an ace. Yeah. That's bad. And there's a diamond as well. No, I'm pretty dead. Let's just see. I don't think he has to have a diamond. And if he has, he will always call. Yeah, could take it away there. Was lucky with the turn and river. Put him on a smaller ace, like ace 10, ace 8, ace 9. And he has to believe me if I'm betting there, because a lot of times I will have kings or queens or something like that and hit my flush on the river. Yeah, that was a bad call. He was a short stack. The minute I called, I saw, oh, he just had 36 behind. That was stupid. I mean, it just called me 150, so just fold. But yeah, wouldn't have called normally if I had paid attention to its stack. So I'm not sure what the last card was. It was a Queen of Diamonds. So I could have jacks or kings with the King of Diamond, or just King Queen with the King of Diamond. And so I think it was a believable bluff there, where he has to fold a lot of his range. And the pot was quite big, so I could make at least a decent sized bet. Wouldn't have worked for like $4 or $5, I think, but with 14 into 18, he has to make a decision if I have it or not. And it's very likely he doesn't have a flush. And yeah, I didn't want to raise the Queen 3. Should have just folded. And again, the short stack is right behind me, which is annoying, because you can't really put pressure on them. If you re-raise, it's always going all in, and then, yeah, you have to have a big hand to call. Taking it down, it's okay with ace 10. Has a lot of action. He re-raised to 7, now he's putting the pressure back on him. I wouldn't certainly give him a big hand here. He's just re-raised to 19 to see where he's at, basically, I think. I think re-raising there would have been a nice comeback. But you can never be sure. And I'm always calling him, I saw that, but I always have something decent in the big blind, and he's just raising 220, so it's not very expensive. And he's not playing very aggressive, like he does now. Now I have the flush draw, second nut flush draw, a pair, and a gut shot. A two-way gut shot. Probably not gonna fold right here. There's another queen. Could have ace queen or something. Maybe king jack. Jack 9. He's betting 28. I can't beat shit. Okay, just fold it. Could really have queen 10, queen 8, like he bet almost the size of the pot on the flop. But I had too many outs to fold on the turn. Any 9, any king, any diamond, an 8 I would have thought would be good as well. But it seems like today I'm not gonna catch my draws. I mean, I have to say I've been lucky in the other episodes, like the first 3 or first 2 and the 4th. But yeah. I want to see where I'm at, so I'm raising here with the ace queen on the button. And also it's on the button, so I can look like a stealing move. Where he wants to call with ace jack, ace 10, 2 8s, 2 7s, 2 6s, something like that. If he comes back over the top, then I don't know what I will be doing. Depends on my feel. Thinking about something. And he raises another 14. Let's just call this. As my queen. I'm not quite sure if it is good right now, but there's a lot of money in the pot already. And he could have ace king. Probably jacks. 1850. Ha. That's a nice bet. Let's raise it up. Could have aces or kings. Could have had me crushed there. If he has ace king, that's the bet I want to make. He might call there to hit his king, ace, or jack, and he's calling. Put him on ace king now. I'm going all in. Don't think he has aces or kings, so better. Maybe jacks. And he's folding. If he had ace king, then he got unlucky there, but I think I played it pretty good. I put him on ace king when he bet 1850. Because I think he wanted either that I called just for the 1850, though he could hit an ace, king, or jack on the turn, and if not, try to bluff again for a bigger size. And with me raising to 40, I give him no chance but to call. He has to call for all his outs. And an ace is not an out, and I wanted to have him in there just in case an ace hits on the turn, because then he's committed, and then he has to go all in. And if a king comes, I'm folding, almost definite. I mean, he could have had jacks there, but I mean, I don't know. And if a jack comes, then I'm certain I'm beat. If he bets something decent, if a jack comes on the turn, I'm almost never gonna keep playing unless I have the odds to hit a king. Like he bets $10 or something. So it wasn't really dangerous for me to just min raise there. And I got more money out of him that way. And it could have been possible that he called on the turn as well, with that much money in there, because it was just 50% what I bet on the turn. 66 and 120. I have to raise this. I have top pair, calls. I think he's on a queen. Not gonna make it too expensive. And now I have better two pair. I can beat any king. If he has like king jack, might have gotten lucky there. Looked like he had a king. I mean, what else could he have? If he called with a queen, then king deuce was, yeah, okay. I had the best hand, and he had a flush draw. It's fine how the hand played. I would have probably done the same. Was pairing. He had a queen kicker there. So yeah, I was lucky winning this. I have a gut shot to the nuts. That's always what I want to play, gut shots to the nuts. If I just have a gut shot to second best straight, then I don't like it, but if I can make the nuts with yeah, I don't know. He could have had a flush draw, but I have to bet I have 9 high. Yeah, and he folds, thank God. I have to bet this. With 9 high, I cannot win by checking. Unless he has like 6 deuce or something. I think I'm gonna play the rush now, as he calls as well, and I'm on the button and have position on the entire hand. And with jack 7 suited, I don't think I can lose a big pot. I mean, I can just hit 2 pair and then I'm always ahead, I think. Or like 95% of the times. And this is just the worst flop. I could try to pretend that I have a set or something. But I don't think anyone's folding an overpair nowadays. I'm always getting paid off in case I have a set and someone has an overpair. So I'm not gonna try to make it look like I have one. Even though with this try flop, I would recommend to fold an overpair to a decent player, or like a not so aggressive player. Because with the deuce 4-8, what is he gonna re-raise with? I don't know. Maybe another overpair, but then why wouldn't you re-raise pre-flop? Like, I mean, 3-handed with a pair of jacks on the button is quite dangerous. I'm doing that sometimes to just slow play it and look for a set or like a big hand somehow. But yeah, I don't have a read on the guy. If I had seen him fold a lot before that, then I would maybe try something there, but aces. Nice board for aces. Why doesn't it show the hands when he folds? I can look it up in the history, but it doesn't show. Why? King Jack with a Jack of spades. Oh, he almost had a straight flush. Just $16. That's not a good board for aces. I mean, you won't get any value unless you're beat. And you have to be afraid that you're beat all the time. Good flop for aces is probably king, queen, deuce. Or like king 10 something, or something with 2 high cards and no flush or something. Or like deuce, deuce, 5 is a good flop for aces if you raise pre-flop, because no one's gonna call you with a deuce, or at least not very often. The most common hands that call you are ace, deuce, and you already have 2 aces, so it's very unlikely someone has a deuce there. He could have 2 5s, and that's about the best hand he could have. And maybe the only hand he can have. So he just has 20 big blinds left. I'm now surrounded by short stacks. I hate having these hands against him in the small blind, because he tries to re-raise a lot. But thank God he just slips in with a small stack. That's pretty nice. Gives me a chance to flop 2 pair. That's pretty decent. And I should have checked here, trying for one to maybe bluff the pot. Now to get them to it on the turn or something. Because if no one has anything, no money will go in. Ha! That's pretty amazing. Yeah, now I have to check and fold, because 2 guys call me on the flop. But I mean, how likely is it that both have a 9 there? But I have to fold this now. It's just retarded that the 9 rolls off on the turn when I get called by 2 guys. But what can you do? I mean, I could have called there, but I don't really think he would bluff in the second position, with him easily being able to have a 9 there, because he called on the flop as well. Or me checking a 9, because I could have thought I was so far ahead that I wanted to let them hang themselves. So I put him on a 9 90% of the time, so it's not a very good call to stay in the hand with 3 pair there, with no outs at all. I wonder when no one raised the flop if somebody had a 9. But he was in the big blind, he could easily have 9 deuce or something. Because he just checked before the flop. And there was never going any money in on the flop if no one had a big hand. So it's not really disappointing for me to lose this, because I don't think anyone would have called the turn if I had made the big bet. It's just 9 deuce or like 9-5 or something. Nice backdoor flush. I got 4 kings. 4 kings, who wants to play? This guy looks nice. Chirpy chirp. What is he thinking about? Just fold. Yeah, that's the right way to do it. Just fold to Lightning Soul all the time. Yep, thank you. That's really great if they fold like 2 out of 3 times when you raise. It's always 150 for free, basically. I mean, it's not nice if you have a big hand, of course, but as I'm raising with a lot of garbage hands, I like them folding 66% of the time. And if they call, I can bluff the flop, or maybe hit something. I think this is plus EV. Not so sure about calling this one. Because if I hit an ace, nope, then I have to call all his 39 bucks that are left. And I wouldn't like that at all. And I'm not always playing the same. I might call with ace deuce sometimes when he raises under the gun, but not all the time, because then they know what you're calling with, what your range is, and you don't want to do that. You want to just look at the situation and then make a decision based on what happened in the last hands and everything. So you're more unpredictable than just calling with a fixed range of hands. Can easily raise the king 9 on the button. He's probably gonna re-raise again. Nope. Yeah, he's playing tighter now. He must have gotten that I raise with a lot of decent hands, as well as my garbage hands. Not always having nothing. A6. I will raise and then fold to any re-raise and not continue to bet the flop, I think. A6 is just the worst. I'm more likely I'm more liking the ace5 than the a6 because you can flop straight or something. A6 is just so freaking bad. Let's raise to 7-8. They're folding a lot now. So I'm gonna take advantage of that until somebody decides to re-raise. But it could just be a try phase where they don't have any hands. Well, I want to use that to make at least some money. And to show that I'm playing a lot of hands, and when I pick up a big hand against another almost that big hand, then I'm gonna get a lot of action that way. So I'm winning money and I'm inducing more action later. That's why I like to play a lot of hands, basically. Of course, only when the table is tight. You can't play a lot of hands if the table is super loose. Or if they re-raise you a lot, and I wouldn't recommend playing a lot. With loose tables, you can play a certain amount of hands, like 60-70% what you're getting dealt. But you have to bluff in good spots, and you have to make some hands at least to get paid off. Then you can make it a winning play. Not gonna raise the deuce 4 on the button. So we are almost 34 minutes in, and we have won back what we lost in the last episode, plus about 45 bucks, which is quite nice. I'm not quite sure yet if I want to stay on this level or go back to the smaller level, or change it from episode to episode, however I feel like. I definitely don't want to play 1-2 or 2-4 right now, because I just have 400 in the account. That's not a lot. And I can't rebuy for 400 right now. I mean, I have to move this month, and yeah. A lot of costs and a lot of bills to pay. And I wouldn't want to play from 50 bucks again. That's, I don't know. kind of frustrating if you were up to 450 at the bad flop. But I think I can easily keep betting and take it down there. And I have a backdoor flush draw in case he wants to call. Yeah. Under the gun, this is pretty nice if you have a flop like that. They are not going to continue with their garbage hand a lot of the times. They might re-raise thinking you are on ace king or ace queen high, but that's about it. What can happen? Okay, they could have flopped a set or full house or three of a kind or whatever. That's the first re-raise I'm getting in like 20 rounds. So I'm not gonna call this at all. Never. And it's way too much. If it was 9, I would think about it, but $10 more. Against his range right now, I'm not calling. He's not calling either. Could have been a steal because there was already 650 in the pot. But it's not a lot of action on this table. And I had just queen jack high. Yeah, the action is getting better. You have to excuse my bad English from time to time, but my bad English from time to time, because it's just hard to speak properly and think about all the hands and tell you something interesting all at once. And he just folds there. Raise 250, re-raise 760, re-raise 19, fold. So he was stealing as well. I want to play the 5-7 here. Yeah, that's pretty nice. I have no position, but I don't need it with this hand. Either I flop something great like that, and then it automatically plays, or I hit nothing and fold. Just don't want to see him re-raising right now, because then I have to fold. Yeah. Okay, let's just give it up. I had a pretty strong draw, but with the ace on the board, I'm never favored against anything. Or never 50-50, at least. And he's folding as well. Would have liked him to call, and then I could have called and hit the nuts on the turn. And then we could have played a big pot, maybe. Somebody had 2 pair or something. But as it played out, it was just, he was bluffing, he probably had a good ace, and I couldn't call there. I could have re-raised though, trying to get him off his ace, maybe pretending I had a set or something. But yeah, not into such dangerous behavior. Let's just call here. I have position on him. And 5-4 suited is pretty decent. It's not a decent flop. I will peel one off and try to bluff him on the turn, trying to pretend I have a queen. I think. If he even wants to bet this. An 8. It's not the card I wanted to see, of course. 3 of diamonds or something would have been nice. If he bets again, yeah, then he might have a queen. 12-25. It's a bit much, but yeah, I'm not into re-raising now. I could have done it. Maybe he had 2 8s and hit this full house on the turn, but it's most likely he just had some sort of 2 pair. Yeah, I should have re-raised to 30, 27 or something. Wasn't a great play. But who always plays great? I don't. It was so unlikely he had a queen there, but I mean, good players tend to bet a lot with big hands, as you should do, to make it look like you don't have a big hand, and then the other guy will raise with marginal hands, or call with marginal hands. And you make a lot more money that way. He hasn't re-raised me in a long time. Looks like he is on folding now. Folding mode. Re-raise that to 10. In position on the button with ace queen off. Yeah, that's okay. Ace 10 now. There's not a lot going on. Some steals and yeah, a lot of pre-flop action, but other than that, there wasn't really a lot of big pots. Were there? Let's see. I'm getting good hands now. There were some okay pots, but yeah, not a lot of them. Like 3 big pots, and the rest was pretty much no. Does he want to re-raise me now? I'm gonna put him all in with 10s. Especially after raising 3 or 4 hands in a row. I'm not getting a lot of credit there, but as it looks like nobody has anything right now. Gonna play the king 7 suited out of position, hit my king. That's a 6. Doesn't really matter, I think. There's another 4. I think he's on a pair of 10s maybe. Something around that corner. Don't put him on a king. Yeah, call the 8s to jacks probably. He hit a 6 on the turn. Okay, you can call me with that all the time. The 6 right there is pretty much the same as 10s, 9s, 8s. Doesn't really change a lot. Either I'm bluffing and have nothing, or I have a king or a 4 there. Or better. So he must have thought I had nothing. I was just trying to bluff the flush or something. Or to bluff with the flush draw. Come on, call. Nobody's calling these days. Everyone just wants to play pre-flop. Gonna continue to play every hand. I think I got re-raised once, the last 30 hands or something. And it's amazing how it works. Everyone keeps folding. I'm gonna raise that 8-10. If it was suited, I would have raised. Well, they take a lot of time for their decisions. Probably should have played the 10-8. I knew the 9 was coming once I saw the flop. That's pretty much the nuts. There's an ace. King Jack. What did he have? Queen Jack? 9-10. Spades. Wow, he didn't re-raise with that flop. And on the turn he made a pair as well. That's sick. Could have won a lot of money there. If I were in the hand. If I was in the hand. Would have been in the hand, whatever. Ah, come on. I hate these flops. Ace, king, something. Who's gonna have a good hand there? No one. Let's fold. That's nice. Check, bet, call, king. It's like, I have a king, let's see if a king rolls off on the turn. Now he's betting 12 bucks. 12 to 14, something like that. Bet, come on. 13, yeah, exactly in the middle, and he's folding. Oh my gosh, this is 5 deuce. Let's see if he limps again. Maybe I should limp. Show him that yeah, no, he's raising. I so wanted to fold his hand, but I don't know. Something told me to limp. This is boring. I need more action or something. I don't know. Tends to be funnier in a casino. Where you can talk to the guys, and unfortunately you're not allowed to make videos of that. But I think it would be way more fun. Like with the GoPro cam. That would really look cool and nice. But yeah, what you gonna do? Jack 6 of diamonds. Somehow I have a good feeling about this hand right now. And I don't even know why, but I'm gonna call this. That's just a terrible hand, terrible hand against the under the gun race, especially. With 3 guys behind you that could re-raise. Terrible, but I'm bored and I want to play this hand. And Ryan is taking a lot of time again. Backdoor draws. Check would be nice, but I don't think anyone is checking here. Raising under the gun and stuff. Let's check this. There's my jack. This is a good card for me. I would have liked to see the 3 of diamonds or 7 of diamonds. I would definitely bet that easily. But the jack, I'm not so sure. Because I don't have a kicker with that. Just looks... I don't think anybody would have checked the jack there. Because he's getting no value for his cards then. Because it's already on the turn. If you allow another card to roll off, then you're just stupid. You have to bet your jack there. But I've seen guys check their top pair the whole action, like on the flop, on the turn, and on the river. Oh yeah, that's pretty bad. Could have a flush draw, but that's it. Flush draw and nothing else. I mean, hands that I beat, there's not a lot going on. He's probably thinking about betting his ace-10, ace-9. And I'm probably thinking you're right to bet it. I'm just not into paying him off with no outs. Yeah, 2 5s, okay. Isn't that a speed table? Yeah, it is. Fast, it says. It's not very fast for me. I don't know. Yeah, thinking like every hand, somewhere it's taking like 10 seconds to think about it. That's just weird. And then they fold most of the times. That's even weirder. If I think about a hand, I'm either raising or calling, but I'm not folding. Folding, I know in like half a second if I want to fold or not. I don't know. Like here, I know I want to fold the queen 4 to another gun raise. I don't have to think about that. And I'm not just randomly re-raising there. Oh, he's folding all his buttons. It's amazing. He must be so card dead right now. And he too. He's folding all his big blinds. Where he has position on me. It's like no one ever shows a big hand. I haven't seen anything higher than a pair of 9s or something. Now he's re-raising. I have to give him credit. He didn't re-raise me in like 50 hands or something. And ace-9 isn't playing very well on the flop. If I can hit an ace, then even then, I don't know where I am. Let's just fold. And against his stack, it doesn't pay off to draw for aces up or something. A set, or I don't know. Raising every hand again. I think 25-50 plays better because you get more action. I'm not sure if I even want action, but this is quite boring. At least on one table. It's probably because most of them are multi-tabling and taking a lot of time. But that's just not going on very much. Just see what happens here. He's likely to come up with a king, but he doesn't, so take another one down. I'm not gonna fold. But he is. This table is freaking tight. Can easily fold the jack 6. And yeah, we are on the 55-minute mark. Probably one more orbit to go. But they're taking a lot of time, so I'm not sure about that. At At least I'm not getting aces and kings all the time, because that would be frustrating to raise and have them fold like 99% of the times. It's just mediocre hands or worse. And they're folding, so that's quite okay. I have a straight and flush draw, but I'm gonna check this. Probably re-raise the turn if he decides to bet. And he doesn't, so I have to bet this right now. Can easily take a re-raise and still call from outs. And he instantly folds. So it really looks like everyone is throwing that and never catch anything. And never trying to make a play or something. It's just like I'm playing against a computer or a bot or something. I just want to play if I have something. 5-6 suited, gonna raise this. $9.50. Yeah, let's fold it. Normally I would have called in position, but I just had a bad feeling. And 6 high against an overpair. It's not super decent. I don't know if I want to play another Robin or not. Let's just tell them to act a little bit faster for the last couple of minutes. Calling this on the button. Not too excited about it. Pretty bad flop. I don't know. I don't even know what cards I want to see. Do I want to see good hands? Or on this table probably. Just the burst will do. He has requested time. What in the world is going on? Oh, we get a call. One exciting moment at the poker table, ladies and gentlemen. We have a call. Ryan, what you gonna do? Call? Raise? Come on, there's no folding in poker. Can't win by folding, and he's re-raising, so I can fold. Oh, man. What is he thinking about right now? It's just, I mean, he called the 3 of my original raise, and then the guy raises 10-50 more, and he's a short stay, and he's thinking about something. I don't get it. I don't get it. Oh, we have another call. Hit our next big blind because it's 1 hour right now, and yeah, I don't want to play on this table anymore. We got a nice win of $50 or something with the other episode in mind. Here we are up 132. Let's continue this to make our win only 126. A jack of diamonds I would take. Or an ace of spades from heaven. What is he thinking about now? And there's a 6. Let's just try to bluff him out. I think he's on 10 jack or diamond draw or something. Yeah. And we're up 147. Yeah, thanks for watching this boring episode. I hope you have learned at least a little bit, and I think the next episode will be more exciting again. So stay tuned and see you in Vegas. Maybe.